How should we plan and distribute our PR content to be more effective in modern marketing? Hello, this is Matthew from Contenting Life. Let's talk PR. In this video, we're going to talk about the PESO model or PESO model, which is one of the best modern models for communication strategy and for those who want to streamline their PR efforts and integrate them with their communication strategy and have more effective PR content published and produced and distributed. Well, this model is kind of an integrated framework that categorizes media into 4 pillars. P is for paid, E is for earned, S is for shared, and O is for owned media. It's kind of a strategic blueprint to unify marketing and PR. There's a concept named IMC, Integrated Marketing Campaign, that we learned in our master's program in marketing communication and PR that is trying to unify everything, not in different silos or different squads, and everything should be unified. And PESO is one of those models that kind of unifies marketing and PR. And what's the result of this model? It's kind of create a cohesive system that builds brand authority, engages audience, and delivers measurable business results. What we all need these days is measurable results. So what do we get with adopting PESO? It kind of transforms your communications from a cost center into a demonstrable engine for growth, reputation, and revenue. Let's talk about the problem that PESO is trying to solve. We all have seen silo problems, different teams working on different things and not cooperating and not collaborating enough with each other. That results in not good results for the marketing and the whole business. When we focus too much on media relations, in the past years it was something common, and the success was measured by press clippings and it led to inconsistent peaks and valleys of coverage. Let me give you an example. For example, you have a new feature, you have a new product, and you kind of publish some media releases about that, press releases, and work with some media. You feel some hypes in your engagement, or I don't know, in your brand trust and etc. But after that, you feel the valleys in the chart, in your engagement chart. For example, for 1 month, everyone or every target audience is talking about your new service, new product, or any offerings that you published in a press release, and after that you feel alone again. No one is talking more about it. This is a problem. That's one of the problems that PESO is trying to solve. And you didn't have control over messages. You know, the final narrative was entirely dependent on journalists' interpretations. You published some news, some releases, etc., and it was unto them, the journalists, to interpret your talkings, your points of view, and somehow translate it to something that their audience would understand and would like. And it will change it. It will give the control from you and put it in the hands of the journalists. And proving ROI was something very difficult. It was a problem that many of the PR specialists have when they try to show that their efforts were meaningful and have had some results for the business. They wanted to show it to CEO and other C-level or the board of directors, but they couldn't prove it. It was somehow impossible to draw a direct line from news articles to sales figures. It's not that easy today, we can say, but it's easier. We can measure some things and show them as kind of metrics. And PR was always perceived as a cost center. You know, C-level managers always thought that putting efforts on PR is only spending money. It doesn't return anything. But in new models like PESO, you can approve the costs and see the results are coming to your business as well. What is the story of integration? What is the history of PESO model? We can say it first starts with Gini Dietrich, the author of the Spin Socks book. She kind of popularized the model with her trademark Venn diagram. She produce a Venn diagram with emphasis on synergy and integration. I always repeat it: synergy, integration, integrated marketing communication. These are the words you hear in new modern marketing efforts and communication efforts, better to say. And Dietrich did it in her book, showing the synergy and integration as one of the most efforts that should be done in marketing and communication team. And she created kind of this integration between the 4 media types that we talked about in the last slides. And what was the result that she was looking? Drive measurable business results. But after that, Don Bartholomew, I hope I spell his name well, he introduced the PESO acronym with a matrix-based framework. We will talk about the matrix. It's not that kind of a complex matrix, it's just something simple. And it focuses on distinct metrics and evaluation in each media category. What should we measure in each of these media categories? So, to cut it short, Bartholomew provided a measurement framework, but Dietrich's focus on integration made her vision the definitive strategic blueprint for the modern communications industry. You can watch many of her interviews on YouTube. Many of YouTubers have talked to her about this model, and she talks detail about it, but today I'm only showing what I learned from this model from a deep research. So, we talked about it: P, E, S, and O. All of them working together create authority and reputation for your business. Let's talk deep detail about each of these categories. The first one is owned media. It creates somehow the foundation. You know that we are not starting with P, because the flow of using media categories is different than the name. You know, PESO is better to spell and better to write, but the flow is different. First, you should focus on your own media, which is the foundation. So it's all of the content and platforms your brand fully controls. It can be your website, your blog, your YouTube channel, Instagram page, anything that you fully control on it as a business. And you don't need to pay anything to publish posts on it. What's the strategic role of owned media? It can be the foundational content engine. Everything you want to talk about your business, about your achievements, about any new releases should be published first on your own media. It can be the central hub to drive traffic and demonstrate expertise. If you want to show that you have expertise in any field, you first have to show it in your own media. There are many examples about that. For example, corporate website and blog is an example. Annual state of the industry reports. Many of the businesses are publishing these kind of reports, and they give it to journalists and they create other reports from that annual report of the business. It kind of creates a domino effect and more brand mentions for the business. Another example is podcasts. Another one is webinars, email newsletters, case studies. We can talk about social media somehow here. If you do some PR efforts on your social media, it can be a good example for owned media. Another pillar is earned media. It kind of gives you the credibility. What is it? It's kind of validation and coverage gained organically without direct payment. For example, you're a very famous business, you publish a report, you publish a press release, and others are kind of mentioning you or talking about your news. It's I'm sure it's very hard for startups or personal brands, but if you're lucky to get this kind of media, it will be helping you a lot. You don't pay the media, and they cover you. Your news should be very important and very have great milestones to show, so the journalists will come and publish your news. And there are many examples. For example, if you feature in Forbes, Wall Street Journal, or any other news media, it can be very high quality. Organic influencer mentions, if they just find you and talk about you, high quality SEO backlinks, positive Google and Yelp reviews, and these are all useful as an earned media. What's the strategic role here in PESO? It builds trust, authority, and kind of provides social proof that legitimizes your claims. So earned media is without any payment. Don't forget it. Another one is shared media, and it's kind of the community you create around your business. And how does it work? It's kind of the content that distributes is distributed on social media platforms, but basically not owned social media platforms. What others talk about you on social media like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, anything. And what does it do? It amplifies your content, it fosters community, and gives in real-time dialogue. And there are many examples, viral TikTok challenges, for example, a challenge with your new product or new service, or if you attend some live Q&A on LinkedIn, or what the guys in crypto space say, the AMA or Ask Me Anything spaces on Twitter, or what they call it today's X. It can be very useful in shared media. User-generated content, we can talk about this a lot in detail. It's one of the best kind of efforts for content marketing. It's hard to achieve, but it can be done even for small businesses. And some forums like Reddit or Facebook groups, any social media that people are talking about you in, that is shared media. And the last but not least is the paid media. It kind of amplifies your efforts. Any media placement or visibility that is purchased, so you have to pay for that, and the media will publish your content, specifically PR content. It kind of amplifies. It works as a strategic amplifier for high-performing content from the other three quadrants. So it's a very important point here. You don't pay to publish all of your content, all of your PR efforts. It can cost you a lot. You find the best high-performing content on other pillars and pay to promote them effectively. And there are many options here: social media advertising, sponsored content, native ads, search engine marketing, paid influence and collaborations, anything. If you pay, you will find the way to have a paid media category for your PR efforts. Let's look at all of these efforts at once. The first one is paid, just for the name, not for the flow of the content publishing. Paid, you have high control on it for sure. You tell the media what to publish. It will give you reach and is very fast. But the challenge is it's cost. You have to pay for that, and not many people trust the paid press releases or paid reportage or anything similar. When the media publishes a paid article or piece of content, they will most of the time they will often put a paid tag in that article, and not many people trust that kind of content. About the earned media, you don't have that much of control on it, because people will talk about you, but it gives you credibility if they talk good about you, and you have no control on it. You don't know what you're going to talk about. It's better if you want to have more control, you have to be careful about the content you yourself publish, and about creating the trust and being what can I say about it? Being transparent about the services and the pros and cons of your new service. About the shared media, you have partial control. You don't have full control, and it gives you engagement. And the challenge is algorithm dependency. For becoming a viral, for your content to become viral, it depends on the algorithm. Does YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, or other social media suggest your content to others or not? And you can't trick the algorithm, and you can't know how they promote. There are some tips and tricks, but they don't always, we can say they always work. About the own media, you have high control, full control of it, and it creates the foundation and control over the narration of your PR. But the challenge is time and effort. You have to know that consistency and patience is key here. You have to know that it doesn't give you results fast, and you have to be patient about it and wait for it to give you results. So what does PESO, why does integration act as a central role here? In the past, there was siloed approach. Any category was under radar of PR specialists differently, and it was 1 + 1 + 1 = 4. But in integration, you have multiplier effect. If you put your efforts and somehow integrate them in different channels, we can say it's 24. Yeah, 1 multiplies 2, multiplies 3, and multiplies 4 is 24. It's kind of, we use the word synergy in academia about that. It creates synergy and it has more effect for your business. So seamless integration is very important here in PESO, and each of them amplifies the other. It kind of creates an exponential value. And don't forget that the cycling action is different. It's not PESO, it's OESP. You first focus on your owned media, it becomes the anchor. Then your earned media, it creates validation, and then shared media, which creates conversion, and you pay to promote your best content, which is paid in paid media, and create some acceleration for your PR efforts. Let's see how we can implement it in some phases. We can suggest startups for the first year. They focus on the foundation and kind of build owned and shared media, not focus on earned and paid and that kind of categories. How can you measure the success of this first year? You should measure website traffic and social follower growth. So you're laying the foundation. You are creating a shop that is beautiful and everyone wants to just walk around and see what services and products you have. In the second and third year, you can focus on expansion and integrate earned and paid media with your own media. Kind of not that much of payment, not that much of cost. Just pay small amounts to earn some media. How can you measure the success? You have to measure the media placement, domain authority, and CPL. For optimization, which is the years 4 and 5th and so on, you should focus on scale and innovate. You should focus on ROAS framework. I will talk about it in other videos. And conversion rates and share of voice, you should measure these metrics. ROAS is very important here in measuring the success of optimization in scale and innovative stage. So measurement is still very important, like other parts of the communication, that without measurement, it means that you have done almost nothing. And let's talk a little about the future. Maybe some PR specialists are worried about the age of AI as well, but there's always some way to use it in your benefit. You know, we are in the zero-click search area that everyone is asking AI for their questions, but there's some strategies to somehow progress in this area as well. I will put the link up to that video about how to do AI optimization and be the first answer that AI gives. And but here a diversified PESO strategy is more critical than ever. You should not focus that much on driving traffic, but focus on building distributed authority. And once again, EEAT comes into action. Create expertise, show your experience and expertise, and authoritativeness and trustfulness. And PESO comes into action here as well. In your owned media, you show experience and expertise. In your earned media, you show authority and trust. In your shared, you show the trust to your business. And how does it happen? It happens via social proof. And in paid media, it creates amplification of all of your EEAT signals. So EEAT becomes important here in PR efforts of PESO model as well. So this is it about the PESO model, that my first video about PR models. I will talk more about the PR models and the strategies in modern marketing and communication efforts in next videos. Thank you again for watching the video. Please like it and subscribe to the channel if you want to learn more about content marketing, digital marketing, communication, and PR. Thank you very much again, everyone. See you soon.